win streak.
I mean,
Winless streak.
yeah. That was 82 win streak.
Brandon would be ecstatic if he won 82 races in a row. What's going on, everybody? My name is Brad, and with me, as always, is John, and this is Race Car Spelled Backwards, Gen 2, Episode 103. What's going on, man?
It's good. Good to be back.
I did that right, didn't I?
You did.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Well, I was counting down in my head.
Oh, for start time?
Yeah, so I'm like, 3, 2, wait a minute, what do I do? And I was drawing a blank, and I just rolled with it. So as long as it came out right, I'm good.
103 episodes. You should have it down.
You would think. You really would think it was just second, and it kind of is.
I mean, according to you, you just did it on secondhand nature. So.
That's what I'm saying. What's scary is like when I do like public speaking, anything public speaking now, I start everything with "Hey" in my head to get my voice and my tone correct for
like,
the
all
speaking.
Right, you got to bring out the podcast voice.
I do. Even when I talked at church and got up on stage at church and talked couple weeks ago, I was in my head as I'm walking up, hey, what's going on? Yep, I'm ready. Hey, guys. And then I could start talking because my voice was already where I wanted it.
That's funny.
One day I'm going to do it, though. I'm going to throw you off one day.
Gosh, if you do that at church, it's going to kill me.
Do it during a prayer.
Hey, Jesus, how's it going?
So what episode did I say this was?
103.
It's 102.
Dang it.
Did I say 103?
You said 103.
Oh, it's episode 102. Right? Yeah. Last week was 101. Man, we're a week ahead. We're a week off. Or something.
We're just trying to be.
I told you I was counting down in my head. That's why I asked you if I did that right. So
I wasn't paying attention to the number.
Episode 103. I think we should
102.
start over. I think we should just start over.
What do you mean? This is fun.
This is killing me.
This is fun. I'm having fun here.
All right. You're having fun. You want to just roll with it?
Let's roll with it.
We'll roll with it. All right. Episode 102. What else we got going on before we start talking racing? What's new?
Oh, got a new haircut.
We next week we will be off.
Yep.
We will not have a show. Actually, the next 2 weeks we won't be recording. We're going to be out of town. So 2 weeks from now we might record on Wednesday. It's up in the air. It's 50-50 shot of it happening. So if you follow us on social media, we'll definitely let you know there what our plans are.
But
so
next week's race is the Brickyard, right?
Pocono.
So we might
this
record
weekend.
for the Brickyard.
So the week after Pocono's Brickyard?
I do believe so.
All right. So if that's the case, then we'll get a show in sometime during that week. That's the plan, at least. So like I said, if you follow us on social media, I'll keep you updated there, let you know. But we will be out of town, going to Western New York. Go Bills.
Yep.
Going to go see Grandma and Grandpa, hang out with them. Grandpa turns 80 this year. I turned 40. So
17. Let's go.
So legit, though, like next week I turn 40.
Yeah.
Grandpa turns 80.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
That's why we're going up there to celebrate mine, your mom's, and Grandpa's birthday. We all have our birthdays within like 3 days of each other. So
yeah. Back to back to back.
It's going to be a good trip. Looking forward to it. Can't wait to go spend some time with Grandma and Grandpa. It's never a bad trip. Always love hanging out with them. So, also, before we jump into the racing stuff, if you didn't know, you're going to know now. Make sure you check out Designs by Sydney. Sydney makes these great minimalistic stickers. She's going to be making an Alex Bowman sticker. He did win, Brandon. You can finally get your Alex Bowman win sticker. 82 races you've had to suffer without one. He finally won a race for you, man. Sydney's going to be making you a sticker this week. She'll have it up online. you'll be able to get hooked up and get you a sticker from Designed by Sydney. But if you have any other graphic design needs, whether it's logos, T-shirts, stickers, hats, whatever your needs are, if it's personal or for business, Janet will tell you. Janet had a custom shirt made the other day. So if you follow Janet on Twitter, she just had a custom shirt made by Sydney last week. So anything you need, professional or business graphic design needs, Designed by Sydney, she has you taken care of. And for the month of July, if you use code CAR, C-A-R, 724 at checkout, you'll get $5 off any order over $25. So go in there, get a handful. I mean, you're going to need to get a Denny Hamlin sticker. You're going to need to get an Alex Bowman sticker. You're going to need to get a Kyle Larson sticker, Chase Elliott. I mean, you're going to need to get SVG.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you get your stickers and save $5 on us. So at checkout, car 724. Well, you ready to jump into racing stuff?
Let's do it.
All right. Racing takes this week. We're going to start off with a controversial one that I didn't know was controversial until last week.
Apparently, it's very controversial.
So, it is now official. Hailie Deegan is no longer with AM Racing. She does not have a ride in the Xfinity Series. What I don't know if this was Hailie Deegan's choice or if this was the team's choice.
Oh, really? So we don't know that.
They didn't. They said they've decided to part ways. She said they've decided to part ways. It was very unclear. It's hard to have a team that's newer with a young driver like Deegan and to grow the team around it. You need a driver who could say, okay, your equipment's not that good. We need to improve here. Like Joey Logano got in that car this weekend, finished 8th.
Yeah.
I mean, and he's a 2-time Cup Series champion. He should finish better than Hailie Deegan. It's expected. I would have been highly disappointed if he didn't. But Joey can get in that car and say, okay, you need to improve the car here, and you need to improve the car here. You're good here, but you need to work in these areas. Where Deegan just doesn't have the experience. It's not a knock on her whatsoever. I love having Deegan in the sport. I think we've talked about on this show. Her family was a family in motocross that I was a big fan of. So I'm a huge fan of her dad's. So, I mean, I love having her in the sport. I love seeing the family at the tracks. And she's great for the sport. I mean, there's no lie about that. She has a huge following. So I want to see her do well. In that car, she was struggling. I don't know if it was her or the car. We won't know until they improve the car, right?
That's right.
So, I mean, hopefully she finds another ride and she gets back out there pretty soon.
Right. What's next?
Also last week, Carson Hocevar was fined $50,000 for dumping Harrison Burton.
Yep. I mean, am I shocked? No.
Did you see what Carson said about it?
I did not. What did
he said that he wasn't trying to spin him, but Harrison Burton slowed down. He got into him and it spun him out.
Oh, yeah. Didn't they say something about that, like, over his radio during the race or something?
I heard it on a podcast, too. One of the podcasts last week, I don't know if it was Door Bumper Clear or if it was Actions Detrimental, but they were saying, they said that if you don't make him sit out during the race, right when it happened, he should have been parked for 2 laps. If you fine him 2 days later, he's come up with an excuse and he's moved on.
Right.
And that's what he did. Like, he's like, he slowed down and I got into him. It wasn't that he wrecked him in the moment.
I definitely did not right hook him. He slowed down, obviously.
He slowed down, and I turned right into him to miss. Like it made no sense.
I was warming up my tires as he slew down.
Yeah, what's going on here, Carson? Yeah. I think he intentionally did it, and I think he has no intentions of stopping.
No,
he's not gonna. Don't change, man. I had no problem with him dumping Harrison Burton under caution. Whoop-de-doo. I'm a fan.
Right. Of the action.
Yeah, all that matters is what I see on TV. Like, I don't care if there's a concert going on. I don't care about any of that stuff. All I care is what I see on TV. Like this weekend, all we heard this weekend was, Well, the race had to start at 4 o'clock because they had concerts all day, and this is an event.
Well, guess who didn't watch the concerts?
Nobody on TV. 3.8 million people turned in to watch that race. And you know how many of those saw the concert? 0. If you're going to talk about the concert, the whole race, put it on TV.
Right.
Otherwise, don't talk about it. Mention it if you want. I don't care. But that was the key talking point on the broadcast, on the teardown.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it was Jordan who had well, guys, y'all should like that. They had an event. It was an all-day thing. The airport advertised.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it was Jeff.
Was it?
Yeah. I think they actually agreed there.
I disagree with it. Like, I understand you made an event out of this with a music festival, and that helped draw people out. But I've been to concerts at 10 a.m. in the morning. Start earlier.
Right.
I mean, there's no reason that race. I mean, we're going to get into that here in just a second. So
yeah,
I'll quit going down that road.
Well, we'll let you go.
Stay tuned.
We'll let you go on one of those Jeff Gluck rants.
I'm probably going to rant a little bit. I'm going to try really hard not to rant. I'm really going to try not to, but pre-warning everybody, I'm not hugely happy with the start time.
Yeah, you can go on your Jeff Gluck rant that Jordan talks so much about.
So Rodney Childers has now been announced as the new crew chief for Corey LaJoie and the number 7 team for 2025 Spire Motorsports. Don't mind writing them checks.
No, I mean, that's exciting. I'm very
surprised?
You know, a little bit. When they didn't announce LaJoie and Childress together.
You mean Barry?
Barry and Childress. Yeah, when they didn't announce them together, I was like, I wonder what he's going to do. And so seeing him go into LaJoie, you know, I mean, I think that's great for LaJoie.
I think it's great. I do too. I think it's the missing piece. Also, I think it might be the final piece. Like, I think this is next year. Corey LaJoie is going to have decent equipment because Spire's not a backmarker team anymore.
No,
Spire could win races.
Yeah.
So I think maybe not a intermediate track, but they might. I don't know. I think Spire is going to have much better equipment, and you're going to have the crew chief.
Right.
So
I think it's all the pieces coming together.
That's what I'm saying. I think this is it, though. Like, this is everything. Everything's here now. Corey's got to take it and perform.
Right.
I don't see why he can't.
Yeah, I mean, man, I really hope to see LaJoie in victory lane next year.
I mean, when I went on X today and I saw that announcement, I could almost hear Janet cheering all the way from her house in West Virginia. I was like, oh, is that Janet and Deb I hear? I think I hear Janet. So I think it's awesome. I think it's great news.
Yeah.
I like LaJoie. He's one of the few drivers that have a big personality. So I want more of that. So and I want the driver with the big personalities to win.
Right.
So with Rodney Childers there,
about.
you get to talk about these big personalities. That's why Denny gets talked about so much. He has a big personality and he backs it up with wins.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I think it's a great move. Rumor is that tomorrow, well, it's not a rumor. Front Row Motorsports is making an announcement on Wednesday, tomorrow at 1 p.m. on their second driver. So they've got 3 charters. Ty Gilligan is already Gilliland.
What is this, Gilligan's Isle?
Whatever it is. Todd, dude.
That Todd guy.
Yeah, that Todd guy. They're going to announce his teammate tomorrow. Rumor is it's Noah Gragson. I think that's a good move.
Really?
I do, because Front Row Motorsports is notorious for 1-year contracts. If Noah Gragson doesn't have a better opportunity than RCR to go to, then go race at Front Row. Stay relevant in the sport. Look, Michael McDowell runs decent in that ride.
Yeah.
He pushes too hard and wrecks people at the end of a lot of races because of that. But Noah can control that aspect of himself. That's a self-control issue. So Noah Gragson, go out there, run decent, top 15, top 20, get that every week, show what you got, maybe win. Who knows?
And who knows? You might replace Chase Briscoe.
That's what I mean. Chase Briscoe goes in Briscoe bombs at Joe Gibbs. He ain't going to be there for long.
Gosh, Briscoe's probably my least favorite driver right now.
Briscoe's probably a lot of people's least favorite driver. I mean, when you wreck one of the most popular drivers on the track, you're gonna catch some hate.
Yeah, I can't.
There's no way around that. So
I can't stand him right now.
I'm here for the show, and Briscoe.
Yeah, and he ruined it.
Yeah, I do agree. I was very disappointed, but Briscoe admitted he didn't know where he was at on the track. I mean, that's what he said. I didn't know where I was at on the track, and when I realized, it was like, boom, I hit him.
Whoa.
What drove me crazy was all the people on Twitter. Like, they never touched. I had a guy legit wanting to argue with me because I posted the in-car video where you clearly can tell
he gets bumped.
He gets bumped by Briscoe, and the guy's like, no, he runs something over. I was like,
no, yeah, Briscoe ran him over.
Unfollow. I mean, that's all. I try not to debate things on Twitter with people because I think people intentionally try to stir things up.
Oh, absolutely.
You read the comments, it's like, there's no way you watched this video or read that comment and that's your response.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing it to try to start controversy. That's really, I think, the worst part of social media.
Controversy.
Well, it's just people out there like to start controversy. So yeah. I don't read our video comments. I did in the beginning, and I would argue back and forth with people. I'm like, this is too much. So I haven't read video comments on our videos in probably 50 plus episodes. It's just not worth it to me because people just say it's not even what they mean. That's what I mean. Like there's people I interact with a lot of people on Twitter, but if you come at me, I'm not coming back at you is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with somebody on Twitter. Like a Twitter battle is stupid to me. So, all right. Also, John Force has been released from the hospital.
Oh, that's good.
He's been moved to a neurological rehab center. Great news. They say he's got a long road ahead of him. I would still assume that his racing career is probably over, but
who knows?
It's John Force. I mean, he's been through some pretty bad wrecks in his life and career. So, all right. So we've kind of talked about it. Let's talk about start times. I know that TV pays $1 billion.
They pay a lot
to choose the start time of these races. But who in their right mind thinks that 4 o'clock local is a good start time for a NASCAR race? I mean,
I know, right?
With no cautions and no stage breaks, you're looking at I think I did the math. It's like 2.5 hour race. You had stage breaks. That's an hour, 30 minutes per caution.
That's true.
So now we're at 3.5 hours. You got an hour window. Cautions are so long here. That's what I mean. Cautions are so long. It's like, guys.
The whole thing with the
give no wiggle room.
Yeah, with the cautions taking as long as they did, man. Like, I don't know. Like you said, starting it at 4 o'clock. I mean, we had the same problem last year.
That's what I'm getting at. Like
how many times are we going to have to shorten the Chicago race because we keep starting at 4 o'clock?
They got a 3-year deal. Now, granted, if everything in a perfect world where we don't have pop-up showers on the coast of the Great Lakes, in a perfect world, we don't have that. But in reality, we do. But in a perfect world, if we didn't have that, the race would have been fine. NBC wants to make a spectacle of it. They wanted their Mid-Ohio race to be on TV, directly followed by the Chicago street course race. The closer to prime time you get it, the more ratings. Ratings were down 1 million views. So I say start it at a good time so we get to see the whole race.
Yeah, instead of not even half. We barely even got to see half of it.
No, we're going to talk about that because I've done the math.
Oh, really?
I know exactly how many miles we ran under green and how many laps we ran under or didn't run under green. I mean,
oh gosh,
it's bad. Like, go look at how many laps we actually ran under green. Pause this and go look at it, and you'll know why I'm saying it's bad. Because TV's good for one thing. That's putting TV shows on TV.
Yeah.
What they're not good at is running a sporting series. They couldn't run a pickleball league, much less NASCAR. And they're proving that time and time again. Fox proves it by keeping the booth for the truck series in Charlotte. And here we go, NBC. I mean,
times.
It's like, I swear, last year I looked so forward to NBC taking over. This year, NBC got the reins of NASCAR, and they're like, "Hey, Fox, watch this.
Like,
hold my beer and watch this. I'm going to show y'all."
It's like, watch how bad we can do.
Yeah, you think fans think y'all are bad? Wait till they see what we got in store for them.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, and you got like we touched on earlier, people talking about the concerts and all that. Oh, that's not what we're here for.
no, that's what I mean. Like, the TV experience watching NASCAR, actually the visual experience of the whole race was great.
Yeah.
Cameras, the broadcast team doing it radio style, they should do that every week.
Yeah,
put a broadcaster in every turn. I mean, that greatly improved the broadcast.
Yeah.
That part of it was great, but when you start so late
and we don't get to finish the race.
There's no lights at Chicago. I mean, they can't turn the street lights on and light bars on pickup trucks. I mean, that ain't going to work. This ain't a movie. They run out of daylight. 2 years in a row now. We've had last year we had a hurricane. This year we had a everyday pop-up shower that pops up in Chicago every afternoon around 4 o'clock. Like, that was the thing. Like, I looked Saturday and they were calling for rain around the start of the race on Sunday. I even heard Jeff Gluck say he didn't bring his umbrella. I'm like, why, do you not have an app on your phone? This wasn't a surprise.
And that's the thing though. We have not 2 years. We have yet to finish a Chicago race.
Never.
Like,
they even made it shorter this year.
And we still didn't get to finish the Chicago race. So,
I mean, we need to just run the Chicago 85.
On Saturday.
We ran 80. I think it was 88 miles or something like that. That's what they ran. I got it.
No, let's just run it on Saturday. Let's
double header.
Back. Yeah, back-to-back races.
I'm okay with that. But I don't know. They couldn't do that because the Xfinity race outshined the Cup race.
That's so true, though.
I mean, in our poll that Sydney does for us every week, the Xfinity series this week have way more votes than the Cup Series.
I'm sure.
It's like 24-4 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we got to watch the whole race. So, but, I mean, it was just a great race.
And by the way, make sure to vote on that poll. And when you vote, leave us a comment. Let us know why you voted the way you voted. Let us know what you liked. Let us know what you didn't like. I'm going to start reading those comments on the show every week. So we're going to have the Design by Sydney reaction poll at the beginning of every show, where I'll read somebody's thoughts. So you just go in there and comment on that poll. Vote and then comment. You can't comment if you don't vote. We need all the votes we can get. So Saturday's race at Chicago, SVG put on an absolute clinic.
It was awesome.
I think he actually made NASCAR drivers look bad.
I mean, he is so good. And after watching him on Sunday and Saturday, what I noticed is he runs closer to those walls than any of the guys out there.
Yeah, he doesn't hesitate.
No, he maximizes that track more than anyone else. I think
he's not scared.
No, and I think Larson might be a close second, but you even hear Larson said, "I don't get close to those walls."
So Saturday, him and Larson, stage one was probably some of the best racing I've ever seen in my life.
That was phenomenal.
Now,
when SVG stuck his hand out the window, gave him the thumbs up.
I think SVG was driving one-handed the whole time. I think SVG was toying with Kyle Larson.
That's what it felt like when I saw him stick his hand out the window and give him that thumbs up. I was like, man, I'd hate to be Larson right now.
Really, I took that as a very cool compliment. Like, you're literally racing arguably the best driver on a street course that's in NASCAR.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's nobody currently racing in NASCAR better than SVG. And when he passed Larson and gave him that thumbs up, I'm like, that's kind of cool. Yeah. That's a cool acknowledgement, at least saying, hey, man, you did good there.
I'm sure Larson took it that way. I don't know. If I was in that car, I'd be like, man, I'm past you.
Well, Larson said that he learned a lot.
Yeah, he did.
So he raced that race to learn a lot anyway. And, I mean, I thought it was going to come down to those two at the end, but the way the cautions fell, I think the second half of the race was basically run under caution.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because every time we got going, somebody else wrecked. But that's typical on an oval for Xfinity here lately.
Yeah.
But, I mean, SVG, he did something in that race that we don't see normally. He passed cars without hitting them.
I know.
I didn't know that was possible. I mean,
not in NASCAR.
We have the best drivers in the world, is what I'm told all the time, and yet they move people to get by them. And this car's hard to pass in at a road course, but SVG didn't seem to have that problem, you know?
He was just faster.
He made it happen. He got out there and was gone.
I mean, it was incredible to watch. I was so excited for Sunday to watch him race, and then
the rains came. All right, so let's kick off the Sunday race talk with the good race of pole. Good race of pole?
Good race of pole.
The good man, I'm like talking all kinds of crooked today. I'm struggling, man. Struggling.
I'm glad we kept this tape going.
Hey, I was willing to restart at the beginning, but whatever. We just rolled with it, right?
Yeah, that's what we do.
Hey, that's how we roll. So, was the Chicago street race a good race? You said, what's your percentage?
My percentage was 57.
I voted yes.
I would have voted yes as well.
I tell you why I voted yes. Sunday's race wasn't that great. I mean, it was interesting to watch. Unfortunately, the rain takes a lot of the racing aspect. Our guys aren't good driving in the rain, and they're not good driving on street courses. So you give them a dry street course, I think by the end of it, they're all going to be pretty darn good on it. Yeah. Except Briscoe. Well, Stewart-Haas Racing. Basically.
Yeah, I mean, Stewart-Haas was whew.
But I feel like as they go in the day, they'll get better on a dry track. But because it's a wet track, I think I voted yes purely off the fact that the little bit of racing I saw was entertaining, and Saturday was amazing.
Yeah, well, I think for me, even if you take Saturday out of it, I enjoyed the racing that I saw on Sunday. So that's why I said 57. I know on the teardown, listen to the teardown, they were all like, oh, it's going to be in the 30s. People are going to hate it. I don't know what the number is, but I just don't think it was that bad.
62% said yes, 38% said no.
Yeah, see, like, I did not think it was going to be in the 30s like they were saying on the teardown. I don't know where they got that number from.
I mean, he said 57 and thought he was lowballing it.
Yeah.
You were worried, like, and you did.
Yeah.
I did. I don't even guess on the poll. I just vote. He guesses, I vote.
Yeah, I like guessing, so.
I honestly think it should have been – I wouldn't have been surprised to see 50-50. But I think fans are starting to enjoy it. Like, I think the Chicago street course is the most exciting and entertaining road course that NASCAR drives, the Cup Series drives on.
I think it's one of the – right now, I think it's one of the most exciting circuits, tracks, whatever, period.
In NASCAR?
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoy it. I think it's challenging. I think we should go to Watkins Glen and put concrete barriers on the curbs all the way around the track. Get rid of the curbs, replace them with concrete barriers.
Oh, that would be
no track limit issues.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, but it adds another level to the whole race for me. Like, we're watching these guys try not to hit that wall, but get as close to that wall every lap.
Yeah.
Because the closer you get, the more speed you get. I mean, if you notice, like, that last turn, if you look at the wall up there, the banner was just, like, shredded off of it from cars hitting it.
Really?
Because people they wouldn't hit it hard, but they would just, it's like they would go right, like Tyler Reddick.
Yeah.
You push one step over the edge to gain that speed, you might make it, you might hit the wall. Reddick hit the wall, he didn't make it. You saw a lot of that all day long, so I love it. I think it's great. I want more. There's a 3-year deal. As of right now, we're going back next year. NBC will not be in charge of it. I think it'll be on Amazon or TNT, whatever.
Hopefully they start it soon.
If it's on Amazon, we can start it whenever we want.
Yeah.
Amazon can literally do whatever they want. They don't have, Law and Order SVU they got to get on. Like, our replay of Law and Order is coming up next. Y'all need to hurry this race up, or we're going to put you on C-SPAN.
Yeah.
You don't have that with Amazon. Matter of fact, I think we should just run the whole series on Amazon.
Whenever
make it a streaming service so I can cancel my TV package. That's what I want.
Yeah, can we just have can NASCAR produce it themselves?
Or, like
Put it on a NASCAR streaming service.
like the NFL does the NFL package, and you can get it through YouTube.
Yeah.
You don't even have to have YouTube TV to get the NFL package. So let's do that with NASCAR.
That would be awesome.
But it's the money. They're making billions from Fox and NBC, and it takes 4 partners to make billions, but it's all about that money, man. You know that.
Yep.
All right, Sunday street course race. It was scheduled for 75 laps. Told you I was going to get to this point. They ran 58 laps total.
Okay.
19 of those were under caution. So they only raced for 39 laps under green.
Wow.
A total of 85 miles.
That's literally like half a race.
This has to be the least amount of racing in NASCAR history.
85 miles.
I don't know. I'd have to go digging, but they only ran 85 miles under green. That sucked. And that is not NASCAR's fault. I mean, part of it is because of the cautions taking so long, but honestly, I don't want them to change the rules mid-race. I don't want them to come in and say, hey, you know what? It's raining. We're on a countdown clock now. No yellows at stage breaks. If they would have done that, I don't think I'd have had that bigger problem with it, but they didn't, and I'm okay with that too, because you don't make up the rules as you go. You're inconsistent enough as it is.
Let's not add to that.
Exactly. So I'm okay with how it rolled and how it finished. I'm good with that. But the cautions need to be something that we're working on for the next. Honestly, road course racing in general needs something done on cautions better than what they currently do. Yes. It takes too long. I mean, your average 3 laps under caution was 12 to 14 minutes long Sunday.
Which is just insane.
On a regular, when they would run Road America, 3 to 4 laps under caution is 30 minutes.
It's ridiculous.
So how do you fix it?
I would say run less laps, but you can't do that.
You got to run around. You got to have a lap for the lead cars, a lap for the lap down cars to pit, and then a lap to choose. So that's 3 is a minimum.
Yeah. So I don't know what you do there. Like, what do you think? Because I don't know. What do you think you do there?
I think to fix the length of the cautions at road courses, NASCAR could have variable speed. Like the miles per hour could vary on the track under caution behind the pace car. Have the pace car control the pace. So instead of running pit road speed, run 75 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour. I mean, there's some straightaways. You could run 100 miles an hour safely. So do that. Slow down in the corners to 75. I mean, if the drivers know to watch the pace car speed, maybe they're not up each other's butts so they don't run into each other. I don't know. That would be my suggestion. Or have them all go down pit road, come off pit road, stop, and then have the lap down cars go on pit road, come off pit road. Everybody line up where you're supposed to be, come around and choose.
So instead of running 3 laps, caution comes out, they come to pit road.
Lead lap cars go down pit road.
Yeah.
Lap down cars stop before pit road. Stop on the track before pit road. Lead cars pit, and they drive off. And then
they choose to pit or not. So they pit or they don't.
Correct. If they don't pit, they just go stop after pit road.
They keep following the pace car.
Correct. And then the guys who pit come out and they go get behind the pace car.
Right. They still have their competitive pit stops. So you stop farther down the course somewhere.
Well, you're just cutting the lap off.
Right.
Yeah, they pit or not, and they pull up and stop behind the pace car.
Right.
Then your lap down cars they go ahead and pull in the pit lane and pit, and then they go get in line where they're supposed to be.
Yeah, then they come back around and go green.
Do the choose.
Why not just choose and then go green?
Have the choose on the back. Yeah, okay, how about that?
Yeah,
have them all line up at the choose cone.
Yeah.
And then take off and choose, and then go green when you come back around.
Yeah.
You're essentially 1 lap under caution, 2 at max.
Yeah, and then we don't have half an hour cautions.
I like that idea. I've been thinking on that one. Like, how do we do it? So, yeah, send all the cars down pit road or send the leaders down pit road or not. And then they all go line up behind the pace car at the choose cone. Move the choose cone. You could do this on oval tracks. Move the choose cone to the back straightaway. They all line up. Lead lap cars who have stopped waiting on the lap down cars to finish, they pull in, make their pit stops. Then they pull out. Once everybody's in line, you choose. If you got a guy who's doing a 5-minute long pit stop, then he gets left. I mean,
right.
I would say you give all the cars a minute. You know, it's a short amount of time you give them. It's a 12-second pit stop, you know.
Right.
They should be able to get it done fairly fast, but it's a long pit road. You got pit road drive time. Give them a minute. They ain't, after a minute's up, lap down cars are coming in, period. You get it done, you get out. Lap down cars, you get a minute. Your minute's up, you got 30 seconds to get in line, and then we're choosing.
So I don't know much about lap down pit stops, but do they ever like compete on their when you're a lap down?
Yeah, I mean, because they want to be the first car a lap down,
so you can get the wave around.
So you get the lucky dog,
right?
Or they might, lap down cars can choose to stay out too to get a wave around and not pit and to get their lap back. So if you want to do that, then you got to make your intentions known to NASCAR. When you go to get in your choose, before they make the choose, that car drives off and does his wave around and comes to the back to make his choice.
Okay. I mean,
I think it would be faster than what we currently have.
I don't think we need to do it on ovals. I don't think that's necessary. But on road courses, something needs to happen to where we're not spending.
You don't think we need to cut down the 8-lap cautions we run on oval for no damage?
Okay, that can definitely.
But that happens all the time.
You are right about that.
So if we come up with another strategy, maybe it takes the ovals to perfect it. I mean, some of these idiots we got out here driving are going to screw this up.
I know.
You know they will.
Yeah. But
there's going to be a Briscoe who forgets to stop on the back straightaway and plows through 15 cars. He's like, I didn't know where I was at, man.
but a caution lap on an oval does not take as long as on a road course.
No, but they waste a lot of laps under caution on an oval.
That is true.
And that drives me crazy. I'm not here to watch caution laps.
Right. They run, 8 laps under cautions.
Yeah. So Alex Bowman stays out on wet weather tires and is able to stay ahead of all the guys on slicks and get his first road course win and break an 82 race win streak.
I mean,
winless streak. Yeah.
That was 82 win streak.
Brandon would be ecstatic if he won 82 races in a row.
Yeah. Good for Bowman, though. I mean,
yeah, I'm good with this.
He made the right call. He made the right call.
You know what? This is something Brandon pointed out to me, and I thank you for sending me this info, Brandon, because I think this is a really cool fact. Last year's Chicago race, SVG won. You know who finished last? Alex Bowman.
That's crazy.
This year, you know who finished last? SVG. Alex Bowman won. He's complete opposite.
That's crazy.
I think it's a really cool fact.
That is pretty cool.
So, thanks for sending me that one, Brandon. That wouldn't have made the show without you. But no, I'm good with Alex Bowman winning.
Yeah,
I got no problem with Bowman. He's a HMS driver. I like HMS. I hope his night was enjoyable. I mean, he was concerned about waking up naked in the floor of his bathroom again.
Yeah. So I mean,
I hope I did see they posted some things on Instagram. He was not naked in the floor in the bathroom.
Oh, good on him. Good on him.
But the sun was coming up and they were still in the pool going hard. So, hey, good for them. They won the race. You want us to pull an all-nighter, pull an all-nighter.
I mean, would you say 82 winless streak?
Yeah.
So, yeah. I mean,
it'll be a while before you do it again. It's okay. I'm just kidding.
Dang.
Brandon knows I'm going to mess with him. I just can't help picking him. This is why you don't tell me who your favorite driver is, because I might pick at you on him. No, I like Alex Bowman. I'm glad he won.
Speaking of him being a driver for HMS, that puts every HMS driver in the playoffs.
Yeah, and now we don't have to hear about Penske being the only team with every driver in the playoffs.
Yeah,
because when TV says that, they don't realize how many of us laugh.
Right.
Because we're like, really? And then we realize they're right, and then we laugh even harder. These guys run. Penske's, I'm telling you what, Penske's got it figured out. They only run good on championship style tracks.
I know.
They don't run good anywhere else except for tracks that are just like Phoenix.
I mean, maybe that is their strategy.
Yeah, because you got Dover, you got Richmond, you got Iowa now. I mean, Gateway. You got all these tracks that are similar to Phoenix to win and get into the playoffs. And then all you got to do is survive to the Final Four, and
you got a good shot. So maybe that's Penske's strategy all along. I mean, they seem to win championships. So
it is their strategy. They've won. I mean, Logano's won 2.
Blaney
won last year. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
it's a great.
I highly doubt Cindric is going to win.
Yeah, you should don't say that here.
Gosh!
If Blaney runs out of gas at Phoenix, Cindric could win the race.
Could you imagine that?
Now Cindric will be right there blocking, trying to keep somebody from passing him, so Blaney can win the championship, and Blaney will run out of gas, and Austin will. I didn't know where I was at. I thought I was Chase Briscoe for a moment.
Man, I can't believe we won.
All right, so stage 1 started, and NASCAR gave the teams the choice: wet weather or slicks.
Oh, I was so happy about that.
Thank you.
And it made it so much better. I mean, obviously.
It definitely improved it, but it's what we've been asking for.
Right. And I heard on the teardown they were saying, like, I don't understand where NASCAR is coming from. Last time we ran on wet tires, no choices and no competitive pit stops. But now, you can choose, and we got competitive pit stops. So I kind of agree with them. We know the only consistent thing about NASCAR is they're inconsistent.
Yeah, and here NASCAR's like, they gave us everything we wanted, and here we're still saying they're inconsistent. But at some point they have to be inconsistent to improve.
Right.
So I'm good with it.
I'm happy with this inconsistency.
For once.
Because it was so much better. It was exactly what we wanted, and I think it did exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, we've never smiled over inconsistencies before, but this inconsistency was perfect. So great job. It added see, that's what made it so good for me. The racing itself wasn't hard-nosed racing, but you had guys on slicks driving out there in monsoon conditions. And then you had guys on wet weather tires driving in dry conditions. Like, it added so much more depth to the race.
But here's the thing, too. Stage 1, it's wet. It's damp. You think it's a no-brainer to put wets on your car. Put wet weather tires on your car. But a bunch of people stayed on slicks, and they ended up being faster. If NASCAR would have they would have put wet weather tires on every car. And it would not have been as interesting as it was.
Yeah, I like the fact that we had drivers out there on 2 different tire compounds. That was cool.
Yeah.
Like I said, I voted yes. And that was part of the reason why. Like, for as big of a disaster that this weekend was due to rain and weather and stuff 1,000% out of NASCAR's control.
What NASCAR had control over, I think they did really well this weekend.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with how NASCAR officiated that race. There was a lot of questionable things, but you know what? As long as they continuously improve each year, because if Amazon wants to run this race at 4:00 next year, we're going to run this race at 4:00 next year.
Yep, we'll probably not finish it again.
But people complaining over the start times, you need to get over it. Get over it. They paid $1 billion to screw up the series. Let them do it. That's what they're paying for. Like, we can't be mad at NASCAR for that. If somebody offered me $1 billion to take over this podcast and screw it up, bye.
Sorry.
Bye, Felicia. I'm out.
We'll go start another one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, Corey LaJoie goes for a spin. That's not the problem, though. The problem is, why did we go he spun out on lap 17.
Yeah.
And we finished the stage under yellow.
Right. We
didn't go back great racing to lap 25. Like, why we waste so many laps under caution there?
So
I had walked out to go to the bathroom or something. So
yeah,
I know you know. That's why I'm asking you why, because I don't remember.
So, they didn't want a pit stop to determine where they finished the stage. So they just
Wasted an hour.
pretty much. So they just ran out the stage.
It's like a 45-minute caution.
So they just ran out the stage, then ran the stage break, and then went back to green.
No. I don't like it. I mean, I get it. I understand the reasoning behind it, but cautions happen. They happen by chance. A lot of the time it's the same guys, but these guys still continuously wreck by chance each week. Because of that, that's part of the aspect of racing, though.
Right.
By not throwing you should have threw a caution, had them pit NASCAR doesn't want drivers manipulating the outcome of the race, but NASCAR manipulates the outcome of the race constantly.
All the time.
So
how the stages, they were 25 laps?
I think it was like 20 laps. I don't remember the breakdown.
Yeah. But so I mean if they have a caution, at 3 to go, they run 3 under caution. Doesn't that end the stage anyway?
Yeah, but it wasn't 3 laps.
Is it not?
They lap 17 to lap 25 is more than 3.
Right.
But that's what I mean. So if you got 2 laps to go, they're going to run it. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right.
2 laps, yeah, but there was more than 2 laps to go. Well, I don't know. I'd have to know exactly how many laps that first stage was. Now that you say that.
Now I'm saying because I'm pretty sure it was they went under caution, and it's because they didn't open pit road under caution.
That's what I mean. They drove around for 2 laps before they opened pit road.
Yeah, because they wanted to finish the stage.
Yeah, wasting time.
Yeah,
in a race that was. We found out at the very beginning of the race that it had to end by 8:20, no matter how many laps we run. So they knew they were on a time crunch, and they still chose to waste 30 minutes.
I don't think it's the caution. I think it's because they didn't open pit road under that caution.
Well, they need to do better.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure there was only like 2 or 3 laps to go left in the stage, but they didn't open pit road because they didn't want a pit stop to determine where you finish. Although I kind of agree with you. I think it should have, and you should have just pitted.
Yeah, and then end the stage. Run 2 laps, then end the stage, whatever. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
Then, to top it off, after that pit stop, after they do pit, coming off pit road, they have a pile up because the safety trucks are at the end of pit road. Now, this is something NASCAR got wrong.
Yeah.
NASCAR, you saw the cars come down pit road. You saw Earl, Ray, and Bubba in their track drying trucks heading that way. You could have keyed them up and said, hey, Daryl, you might want to stop.
Stop. Let them come out.
But no, you let them go on out there and get in the way. And you caused damage to multiple cars. You caused a massive pileup. I mean, it looked ridiculous.
Yeah, it did.
These are the things that I think is embarrassing to the sport. Is things like that. Like
when the jet dryer causes a pile up on pit road.
We almost Juan Pablo'd the jet dryer there, and instead we ended up backing everybody up into each other. These are the things that NASCAR needs to tighten up and repair. I mean, it's stage 2 kicks off, and this is where Briscoe bombed SVG and ended his day. We know how you feel about it. You want to rant about it?
I mean, okay, you watch that replay. Where does he come from?
He was wrecking halfway down the straightaway.
How do you do that? That's what really shocked me. Like if he was, if he was driving that like a normal person and wrecked, I don't think I'd be as upset.
Ain't nothing normal about Briscoe on a road course.
No, but he's out of the groove, way back.
He does that in the dry.
He's out of the groove, way back, locks up the tires, and wrecks the best driver on the track.
If he would have hit Daniel Suarez, nobody would have been mad.
No, but
you took out SVG, bro.
The star driver, the driver that I was so excited to watch.
I was waiting to see him pull the double off.
I know, and I thought he could. I really, truly believed he could. I believed.
Now I got to wait another year.
I know. I believed SVG could have been the king of Chicago.
I think we should start a petition, though, this year to have Briscoe sit out the Chicago race next year for SVG's sake. Because the Briscoe bomb, it's a real thing. I mean, we've seen it at other tracks. So it's not like this ain't Briscoe's first offense. Like
No.
for Briscoe to get out, I mean, these drivers now they take no responsibility for anything. He gets out, like, I didn't know where I was at.
Obviously.
Who are you, man?
I mean, you're breaking.
You ain't the president. You should know where you're at. Come on.
You're breaking 10 car lengths back from the brake zone. We obviously know you don't know where you're at.
That's what I mean. He locked them up 2 days early.
I know. So,
he locked his tires up on Saturday.
Look, here. You want my theory? Here's my theory.
No, you're wrong.
No, here's my theory.
You're wrong.
Here's my theory is that, Bell had a great car on Sunday. He's doing great. Someone at Joe Gibbs gets on Briscoe's radio and goes, hey, Bell's doing really good. We got to get SVG out of here. If you want to ride next year, you're going to have to go out and wreck him. So he goes, okay. Woo.
I mean, it looked just like that.
Exactly.
But there's no way. There's no way the conspiracy's running that deep. Otherwise, it would have been in SVG's favor. If the conspiracies ran that deep, do you know how many championships Dale Jr. would have? That's what I want to always be a conspiracy theorist with NASCAR, and I can come up with some good ones, but maybe they did.
Hey, Briscoe wants that ride. I don't think he should be in it, but
all right. So stage 3, I guess we call it stage 3. It was like 12 minutes left. Tyler Reddick, man, I thought he had him,
dude. Well, Bell was surging through the field.
Yeah, Bell. I thought Bell. I mean,
so Truex got him.
I think Truex get a little jealous. He's like, "You were good last week." Oops. I didn't know where I was at. How many drivers use that excuse this weekend? I didn't know where I was at.
Yeah.
I thought I was in Iowa.
That was a popular one this week, but no, Reddick.
Yeah, I mean, okay. I think Reddick could have caught him if he wouldn't have tagged the wall.
Yeah.
But I do not think Reddick would have passed him.
I don't know. Reddick was like,
where was he going to pass him at? There's only one dry line. Alex Bowman could drive anywhere. He had wet weather tires on. He was going to stay in the dry line and force Reddick into the wet. And what was going to happen is Reddick was going to lock him up and take both of them out.
Or
he just wrecked Bowman.
I was about to say, he either does that or he moves Bowman out of the dry line.
I mean, that's his only option is to wreck him at that point. There's no way around that.
Man, what was he, like 2.5 seconds faster?
Oh, it was awesome.
I mean, it
looked like last weekend all over.
I mean, you saw the camera angles, and he was just flying.
Yeah, if he wouldn't have tapped the wall. But honestly, I ain't mad at him for hitting the wall. Like, he was giving it everything he had.
Yeah.
And you're either going to hit the wall there or you're going to catch him.
Yeah.
So he gave it a good shot. Like,
I do feel bad for him.
A for effort, man. Way to go.
Yeah, I do feel bad for him. He's beating himself up after the race.
Oh, he was beating himself up last weekend, too. So, you know he beat himself up this weekend.
So I do feel bad from that aspect. But
it happens.
He's having a really good run right now, regardless.
No, he's a top-tier driver, and will be around for a long time.
He's a good driver. I like the guy.
All right, so in stage 2, Alex Bowman wrecks Bubba Wallace.
Yep.
I personally feel like this is a racing thing. It's wet. He locked his tires up. I don't know. I don't have the data, whatever. I don't know if he intentionally wrecked him, but I don't feel like it was.
I don't think it was intentional.
Bowman says he got in there, got loose, just overcooked it.
Yeah.
It was wet.
He did the one thing drivers don't do these days. He took responsibility.
And then he said he tried to reach out to Bubba during the rain delay. Bubba had nothing to say to him. After the race, on the cool-down lap, Bubba gets into Alex Bowman, put him in the wall kind of, put some damage on both their cars. What do you think about it?
See,
we differ on this.
Slightly. The only problem I have with it, I don't have a problem with Bubba being mad and getting into him. The only problem I have is that it's on the cool-down lap. Bowman's got, he's not focused. He's not focused on driving his car. He's got the window net down. He's, taking in his victory and then gets doored. Now, there's a situation where that ends badly. Now, with Hosefar doing it to Burton on a caution lap, that they've got their window nets up, they're focused on driving their cars. That doesn't bother me. The only thing that bothers me is that it was on the cooldown lap. That's it.
I just don't care. I really don't. I do not care. I like I said last week on the show, they've taken the driver's personality so much out of this sport. They're scared to bump and bang. They're scared to touch each other. Let them hit each other. I mean, okay, I see where you're coming from. I see the danger aspects of it during the cooldown lap. But come on, like, maybe you should not let your window net down then. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it, though, because it didn't look atrocious to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm here for the show. Like, I want action. I want excitement. I want beating and banging. I want angry drivers. I want happy drivers. I want rivalries. I want something to talk about on Tuesday. Thank you.
I enjoyed it
Bubba.
as well. I mean, Sunday night you had left or something, and I come to you and I'm like, hey, you want to come see Bubba Bowman?
Yeah, I went outside to watch the Lightning.
Yeah, and I was like, no, you got to come watch this. And,
well, I mean, but still, I don't have a problem with it. Like, I thought it was awesome. I was like, yes, this is great. I got excited.
Yeah,
I didn't get so many people. There's so many Bubba haters out there that want to be mad at Bubba. Like, what? Get over it, guys. Like, this is Bubba's attitude. This is his personality. This is who he is. That's okay. I love it. Thank you. Bring more of it. Show out. Get mad. Get angry. Hit people. I love it. Bring me more of it. I want more.
Yeah.
I want Bubba Wallace to wreck somebody under caution every single week. Something. Just, I need something. Like,
see next race at Pocono, Bubba turns Bowman.
I want to see him wreck him in the garage. Go run into him in the garage. You want to talk about dangerous? Let's start wrecking each other in the garage.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't think NASCAR would be happy with that.
If it don't happen on pit road, I don't see it as a problem.
Yeah.
I have a major problem with it on pit road because there's way too many people down there.
Yeah.
But on the track, I understand where you're coming from. I agree with what you're saying. It is dangerous, but I still don't have a problem with it. Then we had Chase Elliott move Daniel Suarez. Look, Daniel is known. We might as well change his name from the Amigos to the Roadblock. He's just in the way. So Daniel Suarez is in Chase's way, so Chase moves him out of the way. He didn't wreck him. He moved him. I think he lost one spot to Chase. Well, then Daniel says it. He on TV. I intentionally wrecked him or something like that. I hit him. His intentions were, he said, my intentions were to hit him.
Yeah.
And he wrecked him, took him out, dumped him. Chase lost a ton of spots. Horrible. That's not what, I got a bigger problem with that than I do with what Bubba did.
I do as well. Because, I mean, you messing up a guy's race like that. Because he moved you. Because he raced you.
Yeah, Daniel Suarez finished 11th. Chase Elliott finished 21st. 10 spots.
Yeah.
I have a problem with that. I hope none of them get penalized, to be honest with you. I have a problem with it. I think it's typical Daniel Suarez behavior, though.
If we had a perfect world, I think Chase goes and spins Daniel around next race. Chase
should have hit Daniel during the cool-down lap.
Yeah.
There we go. Why don't we just have drivers fight? I'm telling you, we need a boxing ring. And then after the race, they can all get in line, get in the ring, fight it out, move on.
Look, I mean, you remember back in the day, Kyle Busch, Dale Jr. Yeah.
Dale Jr. waited a whole half a season to wreck him back.
Yeah, Kyle Busch, Rex Jr.
Richmond.
Richmond.
I'll never forget it.
And then
I'm still salty about it.
Jr. comes back and wrecks Kyle Busch because he wrecked him at Richmond.
I'll never forget it. I'm still happy about it.
I mean, you don't get that today no more.
Well, you can't because you get a penalty.
Yeah.
You lose points. You get fined. You get slapped. I mean, they put you in timeout.
Come on. Like,
I don't.
Eye for an eye, right? I'm
just saying, I don't think doing it on the track under green when somebody moves you, if you want to move them again, move them. That's fine.
Yeah, don't wreck
But
them.
don't dump them. And Daniel,
And you know what?
Daniel Suarez, he dumped him.
Oh, yeah, I know. But you know what? If you dump someone, don't be mad when they dump you back.
So, Chase, you have a free pass to dump Daniel Suarez this weekend.
Yep.
I suggest you wreck him coming off pit road before we go green, because that would be amazing.
That would be, oh, gosh.
But Chase won't do it because he's been slapped on the wrist and penalized by NASCAR for showing personality. So the only driver NASCAR can penalize for showing personality and they don't stop is Denny Hamlin.
Yeah.
Thank you, Denny.
Thanks, Denny.
Thanks, Denny. Sydney says she's going to hook you up with a Thanks, Denny sticker. So
I will love that sticker.
I'm going to get it tattooed.
Thanks, Denny.
Thanks, Denny.
Oh, man.
What else we got? That's it, really.
Yeah, I mean,
I really didn't think we were going to have a lot to talk about, to be honest with you, because it was such a short 39 laps.
I know. Man, imagine if we had a whole race.
We'd be here all day.
I know.
Be a 3-hour show.
Maybe next year.
Maybe season 3 of Chicago we'll get. I mean, it's a great event. The mayor was out there. We have a lot of support. I ain't going to lie, man. I'm thinking about trying to get tickets to go next year.
Oh, that'd be so cool.
Like I think we could get there. I've looked at hotels. I could have got a hotel within walking distance from the track, right there at the track, for like $200 a night. Man. Last week. So I'm serious. I'm thinking about looking into it.
It looks like so much fun.
I don't know where you sit at for a race like that. It'd probably be like when me and Jamie went to the 24 Hours of Daytona a couple times. You just kind of walk around. You don't. Yeah. I think they have some general admission grandstands. It would be a completely different experience. But then the concerts might matter.
Yeah.
Then the concerts will matter to me. But I won't know that they're talking about them on TV because I'll be there. So I don't know. Maybe we'll look into going. Maybe we can get
a lot of fun though.
Maybe we can get our whole group, like Eric, Janet, Deb, Sydney, Zach. Maybe everybody can go and we can all meet in Chicago for the race next year.
That'd be cool.
I know y'all are listening, so maybe let's discuss that.
A cool event.
I'd love to. Jamie might even go with us to it. You never know if we drag Grandpa out or not.
Another road trip with Jamie.
All right, this weekend is Pocono.
Podcast.
This weekend is podcast. This weekend is Pocono race. It is at 2:30 on USA, and it is a tricky triangle.
The tricky triangle.
It only has 3 turns. They couldn't afford 4, so they just put 3. I like Pocono. It's an interesting track. It's a cool track. Yeah. These cars, not my favorite on Pocono, but
you've said that about a lot of tracks in this car.
Yeah. Remember, we won't be here next week. We're taking next week off. Week after, we should be back that week. We come back in town early in the week. So if we get back early enough, we'll put an episode out for you guys. But that's all I got this week. That's all you got?
Yep.
Thanks to everybody who listens, watches the show, shares us on social media each week. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. We're at CarBackwards. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out all our videos. Check us out on Spotify. Make sure you follow us there and rate us. Subscribe to the show on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review like Brandon did. When you leave a review, it helps other people find the show. Give us a like and subscribe to us on YouTube Music as well. If you feel the need, you're always welcome to send us an email. We're racecarbackwardspod. That's POD @gmail.com. And don't forget to check out Designs by Sydney. And make sure to vote on the which race was a good race poll that she puts out each week. Other than that, y'all have a great week, and we will see you in a few weeks. Bye, everybody.